Hello, my name is Sol from Miss Kirch's Period 4 Math Analysis Honors class, and today I will be showing you everything you need to know to graph rational functions. So first, what we're going to want to do is determine whether or not there are any horizontal asymptotes. The rule is that if the degree on the bottom is bigger, y will equal 0. If the degrees are the same, it will be a ratio of the leading coefficients. And if it's a degree bigger on top, there is no horizontal asymptote. As we can see in this equation, the degree on top is 1 bigger than the degree on the bottom, so that means there is no horizontal asymptotes. Now, the rule for finding a slant asymptote is that the degree on the top must be 1 bigger than the one on the bottom, and we see that x cubed is 1 bigger than x squared. So, by 1 degree, there's a slant asymptote. To find where it's at, the equation has to be in y equals mx plus b form, since it's a straight line. So, to find this, we use long division, and if you're following along, it doesn't matter if there's a remainder, because all we care about is the y equals mx plus b form, and we see x minus 4 is in standard form, so y equals x minus 4, and that's your slant asymptote. So you're going to want to draw that. Next, we find vertical asymptote. Now, to find that, we factor both the top and the bottom, and cross off any factors. We set the denominator equal to 0 and solve. So once we factor, we see that x cancels, and we have to rewrite the equation with our simplified equation, and this is what we get. To find where we're at, we plug we set the denominator equal to 0. We get x equals -1. And for limit notation, as x goes towards -1 from the left of the graph, f of x goes towards infinity, and as x approaches the -1 from the right, it goes towards -infinity. Now, since we crossed something off in the vertical asymptote, that means that we're going to have holes. So to find where the holes are at, we plug in 0 to the simplified equation, and we get the point at 0, 2. To find the domain is vertical asymptotes and holes. It's just the x value, remember that. Only x values, and they are -1 and 0. So we would write it like this: -infinity, comma 1, -1, union -1, comma 0, union 0, comma infinity. To find the x-intercepts, we set the numerators equal to 0 of the simplified equation. So we get x minus 1 equals 0 and x minus 2 equals 0. And our x-intercepts will be at 1, 0 and 2, 0. Now, to find our y-intercept, we do the same thing as we did for the holes and plug in 0 to the simplified equation, and we see that the point is at 0, 2, which is also a hole. So you have to remember that. And here's what your graph will look like. Vertical asymptote is at -1, and there's our hole at 0, 2. And remember, you have to mark it with a circle, an open circle. And there are our x-intercepts. Thank you for watching.